Welcome to Tuesday's Tools on Purpose at the Business on Purpose podcast. Tuesdays are all about equipping you all with the tools that you need to run your business with intention and purpose. Our mission here at Business on Purpose is to liberate business owners from chaos so they can make time for what matters most. My name is Patrice Miles, and I'm one of the coaches on the team. And every Tuesday, we love to dive into a world of tools because in a world where your time is your most precious asset, finding those right tools can really help streamline your operations. So, in each episode, I love to bring you interviews with experts. We share success stories, we provide step by step guides to empower you. But as I always say, remember, it's not just about having the right tools, you actually have to use them. So, I am super excited today because we are starting a 6-week series on ownership preservation, legal strategies for safeguarding your business. Today's tool is the operating agreement, and in future episodes, we're going to talk about spousal consent, bookkeeping and the legal aspect, workforce papering, service and customer contracts, and liens. And so I want to introduce you to Samy Diab with Diab Law Firm. Samy, welcome to the podcast.
Hi, Patrice. Thank you for inviting me.
So Samy, tell us just a little bit about yourself.
Sure. So my name is Samy Diab, principal attorney at Diab Law Firm. I'm located in Houston, Texas. We represent businesses all over the state and all over the country, in fact. We also have clients with international operations as well. And my practice essentially helps businesses through legal troubles and keeps them out of legal troubles. So that is my practice in a nutshell.
That's great. So, Samy, tell us, what exactly is an operating agreement?
It's a governance document that sets forth various legal items inside of the business and certain managerial aspects inside of the business as well.
Now, I'm a small business owner. Why do I need this?
It might not seem important on the front end. When it becomes important, it's too late for you to make changes, to bring it up to par where it should be. The reason you want it is because it will significantly impact the outcome of disputes and lawsuits, especially among the co-owners of the business. It will also impact whether or not a lawsuit occurs at all among partners in a business. It can also impact the extent of an owner's personal liability in a lawsuit. So it really is all about, it impacts whether a lawsuit can occur, how it occurs, and the extent of liability. From a legal aspect, it's very important. And if things go south, it is perhaps one of the most important documents.
Wow. And so if I'm just a single business owner, just one man in a truck, do I need this operating agreement?
You do. In fact, it actually might be even more important for an extra small business like that. We have in pretty much all jurisdictions of the US, we have what we call a veil piercing theory, which is that if the owner is not significantly distinct enough from the business, then a claimant can potentially pierce the corporate veil, to use the legal terms, and the owner's personal assets will be on the line in that lawsuit, even if the lawsuit originates from some sort of, project or construction project or strictly business matter. And so that risk is, in my experience, I've seen that risk is actually highest among the extra small businesses.
Wow, wow. So, Samy, I started an LLC. Isn't that supposed to protect me?
Yes, yes, in theory, yes. It should. So that is one of the factors. If you don't file an LLC or other entity type, then you will automatically have personal liability in the game. If you file an LLC, that is one factor in preserving the business and defending it in a claim. The issue is that when it comes to legal analysis of veil piercing, there are several different factors, and whether an entity has been filed is only one of those factors. And so the existence of an operating agreement or similar governance document is one of those other factors. So you want to see that. If I'm the one bringing the lawsuit and I see on the defending end that they don't have an operating agreement or a similar governance document, I'm happy because now I know that the owner's personal assets could be at stake and his risk is going to be much higher, and that will leverage me and my client much more.
Yeah, yeah. This is great, Samy, because of course these are questions all the time that I hear in our coaching calls in a variety of ways. And of course, we're always saying you need to seek legal advice for these things. But I do know and have heard, of course, of many people having to deal with these situations where they start an LLC and just think that they are completely protected from anything personally and find out later that that's not the case. So this is great. Tell me, Samy, is there anything else that you would really want our listeners to know about operating agreements before we go?
There are quite a few kind of components of operating agreements. I think that to dive into them here would probably be demand more time probably than we have today. But I think we've done a good job of overviewing it at least. There are some exhibits, of course. So if someone contacts an attorney about this, make sure you talk about exhibits and addenda.
Yeah, yeah. And so, Samy, if for some reason one of our listeners does not have an attorney that they use for all of these types of documents, what's the best way for them to reach out to you so that way they can learn more about what they should have to protect themselves?
Yes, so there are a few ways to reach out to me. My direct line is 713-588-1657, and our main line is 281-560-4913. And then, of course, my email address is sammy@diablawfirm.com, which
And
is
that's
spelled.
Samy with one M, right?
That's right. Yes, you preempted me. Good work. That's Sammy with one M, Samy at diablawfirm.com.
That's awesome. And yeah, Kevin will actually put that on the YouTube channel for those of you all that are actually watching. And if you're just listening on the podcast, you of course can look that up on our My Business on Purpose YouTube channel to get more about that. Samy, thanks so much for joining us today.
Of course. Thank you, Patrice. It's been my pleasure.
Yeah. And guys, make sure to rejoin us over the next 5 weeks as we tackle some of those other legal topics. So that way you can be completely protected all around. So that is a wrap, guys, for Tuesday's Tools on Purpose. So enjoy your new tool, operating agreements. And remember that every small action can lead to big results. So what action are you going to take today in regards to that operating agreement? Make sure to write it down, either talk to your attorney or give Samy a call so that way you can actually implement that. Now, for those of you all that are just tired of living in chaos and you're ready to actually start working on your business instead of in it, I would love to show you how you can finally start seeing some return on your investment in the areas of time, money, and a business that can truly run without you. If that's something that you've always wanted, but you just don't really know the path to get there, schedule a discovery call with me so that I can learn a little bit more about your business. And then together we can determine what that roadmap would look like. Simply email me at patrice@mybusinessonpurpose.com. Or if you're watching, Kevin's going to put up that QR code. Last but not least, guys, we always have that healthy business owner assessment. Remember, a 0 is not a very good score, but a 40 is perfect. So if you're brave enough, again, you can type the URL address that Kevin's going to put up, or again, that QR code, and you guys can take that test and find out how healthy your business is. Otherwise, guys, that is a wrap for Tuesday's Tools on Purpose, and I'll see you next Tuesday. Thanks so much.